Alright, a big hello to everyone and particularly to Bikram. He's back now after a long break. He was trying to fix COVID. He's been trying to do that for a while and also trying to fix all the gallbladder problems for everybody on earth. Not anything more on that. Yesterday was a big day for Rafael Nadal. People like, this is IPL. Yeah, so screw it. So Rafael Nadal won 6-0, 6-2, 7-5 against Novak Djokovic. And he has just won his 20th Grand Slam title and 13th French Open title.
Yeah.
So he's now equal with Roger Federer. It's crazy. And now I want to say one thing, start with this thing that IPL has hit the midpoint. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but we couldn't do it yesterday because I was just too sleepy and I was dead. And now I realize it's actually it's supposed to be done because now everybody has played 7 matches each. And now this is the time IPL has reached the midpoint.
Yeah.
So we can actually make some prediction. We can also see what we were thinking before and what has happened. And also, before I start, Bikram, I just want to say, I've been complaining about people a lot of time fawning over a lot of players, particularly Mahendra Singh Dhoni or certain bowlers from England who are actually from West Indies. But I myself have been constantly fawning over AB de Villiers. I just on my defense, not that I give a shit, but in my defense, I would say there are some players who will play well in certain conditions. But today, when the conditions were really difficult and the way he played, that shows real class. And that's exactly what I talk about all the time. Because last time he got out for a duck, so he will get out on a duck. This is T20, things will happen. But today, when the way he came out and then he just blasted away, he was on 10 of 11 deliveries and suddenly he made like 73 of 33 deliveries at the end. He would take 63 runs of 22 deliveries or something.
Yeah.
Went just berserk, and that he knew he was picking his spot. That's the thing, you know he's picking his spot, he's just going for it. Most on the onside, but that was the difference. So I think right now RCB has not even won yet. I think maybe they've already won, I'm not sure. So, but it was already a long gone conclusion after what AB de Villiers did. Now that this thing has reached the midpoint, I want to briefly talk about whatever the last few matches we have not talked about at all. Now, what did you think about Stokesy coming in and then opening and then also bowling 1 over? And I mean, wasn't that too much to expect from him? Like very quickly on that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I mean, it felt really strange to let him open in his first match. And then I think for England, he was not bowling at all. And then suddenly he comes and bowls 1 over. So yeah, I think the RR was just trying to, change their luck, do something different.
I don't. Yeah, thank you for that. I just feel they're just living life like they have no plan.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just surprised about that. And Stephen Smith and then Robin Cheese Uthappa reviews a plum LBW. I don't think I don't want to talk about Robin Cheese Uthappa now, but I definitely want to congratulate Rashid on his good bowling on his 30th birthday. Till Tewatia destroyed him. 30th birthday. I did say that. That was not a typo or a slip of tongue. And Tewatia now has, I don't know if people have realized, you sure have realized that Tewatia has won 2 of 3 matches that RR actually won till now. And that ratio, even AB de Villiers cannot match, by the way, right now. So that is something big, right?
Yeah.
66.67 matches you won for them. And then there was a bit of a brawl at the end. I don't know if you're watching the match. Do you want to quickly weigh in on that? I have no idea what happened.
I think Khalil Ahmed said something to Tewatia at the end or something like that, and then David Warner just went to the umpire and complained about it, and I think that's I don't know what was said, but yeah, that's what happened.
Nobody will know, right? I think I was just, in the middle of the match, they always show us like, the fair play shit. What does it matter? But I did notice that both teams had lost a lot of points. They were actually at the rock bottom. So I'm sure it has something to do with yesterday, what has happened. And I want to talk a little bit about all the people who've been saying that all the matches are fixed. I think I partially agree with you, obviously in jest, but because Prithvi was on the boundary ropes when he dropped Ishan Kishan, which actually went for 6 and eventually confirmed that Mumbai is going to win. So that probably, weighs in a little bit, probably, gives some credibility to all the people who think like all the matches are. And then for the first time I've seen a selection pretty much directly on basis of quota. Obviously there's a quota, 7 Indian people and 4 foreigners. But then yesterday Rahane got selected purely on quota. I was like, why is this guy in? Then I realized because Pant had to be out because he had an injury. Yeah. So Alex Carey is in, but Alex Carey is international. So they had to have an Indian player, so Rahane comes in. And today Sunil Narine was dropped after last time he won the match for them. So which is kind of strange, but stranger things have happened. But it didn't really work out for them. So they obviously, I'm pretty sure Sunil Narine is running back in to the team, who seems super chilled out. And I just liked how they bowled the last over, but that's exactly how he is, I guess.
Yeah, and he has been reported for chucking in the last match, so that could have been one of the reason why.
Oh, there's a problem.
Yeah.
How on earth is he chucking? He's just so... Anyway, that's another for long time. But it could be a reason, right? Yeah, that's fair enough. But I think that there was some problem, I think. Okay, I just want to quickly talk about today's match. RCB is, at least last checked, had dropped 14 catches. So that's the worst catching record. This is going to really come back and bite them on the ass if it happens in the big matches.
Right. This has happened, right? Both the matches they have lost, it's because of the dropped catches. First match, they dropped Rahul and he scored really quickly at the end. And same with Stoinis. They dropped Stoinis. And then he made very quick fire runs, and that's why they reached a score of 190. Otherwise, they would have maybe just reached 170, which is So this they'll have to rectify this, because this will hit them during the bigger matches, as I said.
So just to tell everybody that Kolkata has lost and RCB has won by 82 runs. This is definitely going to impact the table and the run rate, right? So that is going to be difficult for them after this. I'm going to quickly one thing I want to say, that I want to say apologize to Washington, because I'm trying to follow as much as possible, but I obviously missed a lot of things, and I've not even mentioned Washington Sundar. And I think the way I really focused on his bowling today, once I found out he is bowling in all these super overs, and his economy was around like 4.7 or something, and I think he actually is really, really intelligent.
Yeah.
The way he's bowling every delivery, he's bowling according to the batsman, how the batsman is moving. He's probably done all his study and his accuracy, and then he has the talent to actually execute everything. Yeah. So hats off to Washington Sundar, who's obviously never been mentioned in our podcast, but I think that guy is just crazy player to actually have a spinner like that, who's just gonna, particularly on a big match, when you have a big total on the board, and you know that this guy's gonna go 4.7, and when people actually gonna try to hit him, they're just gonna get out. Yeah. That is really troublesome. So, and I think it's just gone under the radar, at least for me. But I think I have a lot of respect for Washington Sundar right now. Okay, I'm gonna quickly get into the thing that now that it's a midway, just want to quickly go through it, then I'll take your view on that. That Mumbai won 2 out of 2 matches in the last week. Delhi won 2 out of 3. RCB won 2 out of 3. KKR won 2 out of 3. I think they've won the last 2 matches. They've just lost. SRH won 1 out of 2. Which they should have definitely won the last match, but they didn't win, and this would have consolidated their position in the top 4, but they missed out. And RR won 1 out of 3. SRH won 1 out of 2, not 1 out of 3. And CSK and Kings 11 lost both the matches they played. So I think the top 3 is, although it's Mumbai number 1, Delhi and RCB all have won 5 and lost 2. KKR is right now 4th. Are they still 4-3?
Yeah, 4th. Yeah,
they are 4-3. They're still 4-3, and so it's kind of wide open between KKR, SRH and RR also, because now SRH led them in. So they're still, I think right now, would you think it's reasonable to say that CSK and Kings 11 would definitely be out now?
Yeah, obviously. There's at least CSK still has mathematical chance, but I don't think Kings 11 even have that.
Well, mathematically, Kings 11 have the chance because they can win all 7 and top the league.
No, but then the others
say, I'll be the best.
No, that's not possible.
Oh, you said mathematically. So I was like, mathematically they can win the 7 and they can have 8
even
games.
Mathematically, I don't want to go into detail, but if they win all the matches, other teams will also lose that match, right? So the table will change, and the teams will need more wins to qualify for the top 4. So I mean it's I don't want to go into that, right? But it's fair to say that both CSK and Kings 11 Punjab are virtually out of the tournament, out of the top 4.
No, now that you're saying out, I have the Cricket Info app open on my desktop, so it's not an app. It says Ishan Sharma is also out.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah, that's another big. I did not know about that, so that is something, and that's a news for me. And So I think Mumbai had a very good week because they won both the matches, and particularly against Delhi, not just shit teams. After winning against Delhi, that's a big win.
Yeah.
You had picked Mumbai yesterday, and just to piss you off, I picked the other one. Then eventually came back to backfire. But frankly, I think I would have picked Delhi anyway. So it's not like the only bad decision which I regret till now. Not really regret, a big deal, but when I just felt like I went slightly emotional on that when I picked CSK to lose against Kings 11. Because logically, because that's what I've said before, that Kings 11 is not going to lose because they are bad. They're going to lose because of bad captaincy and because of bad coaching and everything and bad decision making. So I think if CSK had a chance against somebody, that has to be against Kings 11, and they showed that. So I think when I picked it, I just it was like, sometimes you just like, oh, CSK, I just hate you, so who cares a shit. So I just picked, but logically I shouldn't have picked, I should have picked them on that match, because if any match I'm going to pick CSK, because as I've said continuously that Kings 11 are just in this league just to make sure CSK does not come last. So my prediction comes true and your prediction does not come true. But I think yesterday's match, when SRH lost from a winning situation, that really opened the race for the fourth position, right? Yeah, because otherwise RR would have been out, and then would have been between KKR and SRH. But now Rajasthan Royals are in. Stokesy is going to be in. I think they're going to get a couple of days break here and there. Stokes is going to, and this is IPL. I mean, this is just 2020. It's not test match, so you don't need so much. You just need to hit something and then.
Yeah. Plus, they don't have to travel that much, right? Everything is in UAE. It's all very nearby.
Everything is in here, yeah. Everything is at one place, so I think that's not a concern at all. And everybody has a pretty much level playing field. And bowling few overs, it shouldn't be a big deal. I think if Stokes were able to bowl that day, I think he should be able to bowl 4 overs. That is not a big deal. Bowling 4 overs is not a big deal at all. So I don't know. Do you want to pick up on something?
Yeah, I think we're kind of going through the table, and now since we are talking about Rajasthan Royals, I really don't think they will qualify, because if you see the top teams who are winning consistently, it's not just couple of players who are performing consistently. It's the whole team. Someday someone chips in, like today. AB de Villiers made 0 last time. He played that match-winning knock this time. Last time Kohli made runs. Before that, David Padikkal made runs. The bowling is also getting better and better. So you need that kind of consistency from all the players, and that has been missing from Rajasthan Royals. It's always the 3 matches they have won. One they have won because of Samson, and I don't think you remember that I told you that Sanju Samson has good talent, but he's not consistent. He will only make 2 or 3 very good. He'll only play very good 2 or 3 innings in the whole IPL, and then you will see nothing from him. So this is exactly what is happening right now. So for Rajasthan, out of those 3 teams, Kolkata Knight Riders, Sunrisers, Hyderabad and Rajasthan Royals, I am confident that Rajasthan Royals won't be able to make the top 4.
No, I don't agree with that consistency, because he's been consistently failing. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you look at that way.
And I think because he had bad 4 matches, consistently failed 4 matches. And yesterday, the Sanju Samson that came out, that is of no use.
Exactly.
Because now you're just so conscious. Then you're just so conscious, and it's just no use. That's what I'm saying. If David Warner is going to make 40 ball 50, there's no point in that. You got to make 27 ball 50. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Obviously, pitches have become difficult, and David Warner has come out with much more intent. And then you're still seeing the similar strike rate, but the way you see him playing, it's just completely different. Even on that day when Johnny Bairstow was playing, he was till 97. He was just like hitting everything. Suddenly, he just got like he had this Tendulkar disease or something. Then he just started concerned about that century, and then he just completely lost the plot. So, which people forgot, but it was very evident for me, because I always look out for those things when people just slow down suddenly and suddenly just go on back foot and just trying to like nudge it around. So that happened. But I think this was a very good week for Mumbai, and it showcased. Remember last week I was saying that should I be concerned about Mumbai because people looking fat and everything. And by the way, I did notice the CSK's team, now that Raina is not there, if you really see, a lot of them are ripped. A lot of them are ripped. So A lot of them are ripped, and I consistently notice. I don't know if you notice this thing. Last two matches, Dhoni has come up very high up the order,
yeah,
and
we
he's
should
actually
talk about
tried
that.
to
Yeah.
really force the game. Hasn't worked
Yeah,
out,
in fact,
and that is telling.
in the
He's really tried.
in the RCB match, he said something which we have been saying from long time. He said that the old formula of taking it deeper is not working out for them, because if you take it deeper, you should at least be scoring at some rate in the beginning, and this is what not happening with them. And that is exactly we have been telling, right, that taking it deeper only works when you have the capability to make up all the lost time, or not time, the the overs you lost, the overs where you didn't score quickly, and this has not been happening. And this Dhoni said that in the interview. I don't know whether you saw it. Was the post match interview for the RCB match, and someone tweeted that it is ironic that all the teams are doing what CSK were doing before. They were taking it deep. If you see all the chases, successful chases, or even when teams are setting score like today, till 16th over, they were batting very cautiously, not making a lot of runs, not taking a lot of chances, and then from 16th to 20th, they just went ballistic. So all the teams are trying to do that, but CSK, who were the champions in doing this, they are not able to execute it at all. So yeah, that's something.
Yeah, I think so. It's a big week coming up, and in between, I'll just say random stuff, which is Rafael Nadal is also born on June 3rd, which is again my birthday. So a lot of good people actually born. Yesterday, I told Sam Curran was born on June 3rd. So I've been giving these tidbits to people. People are like, why are you telling us this thing? Rafael Nadal won 20 Grand Slams, so I have to rub that in because he was born on the same day I was born on. So yeah, suck on that. Wasim Akram is born on a birthday, so that's not good. Greatest bowler, so that's good enough. I mean, I don't really like him, but I always see him as the greatest bowler. Okay, let's quickly talk about the few matches that are coming. I think tomorrow's match looks like very big for Chennai Super Kings against Sunrisers Hyderabad. I think for both of them. For SRH, it's about if they lose this match, it's going to make it very difficult, and KKR is going to be like very happy. But if tomorrow Sunrisers win, we're going to put our money on Sunrisers, right? And Chennai loses, then I think Chennai then definitely is dead and buried.
Mathematically.
And I'm telling you, it's all psychological. It's getting in the head. It's getting in the head, because a lot of things they were saying after the last couple of matches before, and I was like, I think they're talking about things which haven't even happened that bad. So something was already internally going wrong. That they were so over concerned. I was like, you seem to be too concerned about certain things which haven't actually gone that bad already. And Stephen Fleming, I don't know if have you noticed how he's been fidgety and been very weird and just grumpy, and I have never seen Stephen Fleming. I've been following him for like 25 years or something. He was one of the coolest captains. Great. So yeah, whatever things are not working, and now it's too difficult for them to change. He did also say that, in the dugout during the match, there was an interview, and he did say that somebody asked him, so there's some young player in your, and he said, excuse me, like, are you talking about my team?
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that my team. There's no young player. What's young player? He said, are you mixing me with some other team?
I think there must be some kind of politics going on behind the scene. He would not be happy. I'm not, because all the things which have come out, Raina episode or the Harbhajan episode, and I don't know what else is going on, but it seems it has affected him, because as you said, I have never seen him that animated or that grumpy.
He's rattled. Yeah. Looks rattled. It just feels very weird. It just feels like, what is happening to this guy?
And even the fans if you follow the IPL Twitter, the fans are really going berserk, because they have never seen Chennai perform so badly, right? This has really affected them. Yeah,
we saw it coming. It was. I mean, if you don't see it coming, it's not even rocket science. It's not like we knew better than things. When this is common sense. Like, when something goes bad like that, particularly when there's panic, because everything is there's no cure for fear. There's cure for COVID. I've said it again and again, and I don't want to bore people on this thing, but what did Suresh Raina think is going to happen to him? What did he actually think was going to happen to him? Like, did you think like he's just going to combust and just die suddenly of COVID and everybody else will die because
And
of that?
then
I mean, that's just dumb. By the way, when also people are saying when they came in, CSK, few people tested positive. See, you have to understand a difference between a person who is actually sick, or actually a person is being told that you have something. There's a huge difference between that. These people, anytime when you test bunch of people, there will be some people who have some potential that some virus is there naturally. And in fact, I've always said Muhammad Hafiz got 10 times tested, 7 times he was positive for COVID, 3 times he was negative, 11 times he was positive, 12 times he was positive. Then he went to England and he played very well. So it's just bizarre. So, but that really disoriented the entire team, and the fact that it's not working out, I think they seem, once they're there, they seem okay, perfectly fine, but the moment they start, something goes wrong, that's the time I think they start to feel that this is not their time, and just suddenly something just starts to go. It's like the same Kings 11 situation starts happening with them, because they've been under control. Once they beat Kings 11 in the last match, when they lost, they were under control, right? And they suddenly just spiraled and just lost the match. I was like, out of nowhere, because they were clearly winning that match, and suddenly, and Dhoni has been trying, and I think you can see his face also once he gets out.
That is also one.
He looks exasperated.
Yeah, that also one thing that I've noticed, that he is showing emotions now. Later, previously, whenever he used to get out, even I think during the World Cup semi-final when he got out, didn't see much expressions from him, but now it seems that it is affecting.
Oh, it seems very evident, particularly with the batting. Once he knows that he is done for, in the field he's still maintaining most of the time, he's himself. But so I think tomorrow's match, we're looking at Sunrisers Hyderabad to win. Where is the match? Dubai. Again, I think if David Warner wins, he's going to take batting. Apparently Chennai has never batted first in this IPL.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's yet to bat first in IPL. They might take batting this time. But I think the chasing hasn't been the problem for them, as in like they've lost chasing. But I'm saying that hasn't been the concern, because I don't think they'll bat first and do better anyway. But right now, probably batting first will be a good idea, because they seem to be getting under pressure. So might as well just go out there and just have a blast. So, and the pitches are not that good. So it should technically be favoring Chennai, right? Because if pitches are not beginning high scoring, so it should be better. Then Delhi Capitals, who just lost against Rajasthan Royals, I think we have to back Delhi against Rajasthan Royals. It's in Dubai again. Oh, both matches are in Dubai. So the pitch will be worse off then when Delhi comes out to play, who's been playing completely fearless cricket. And the last match, I think, if Prithvi hadn't dropped that catch, it could have really gotten tense. But once he dropped it, and then goes for 6, because right next ball, I think this guy Ishan got out.
Yeah, right.
So it got intense. So I don't know and talk about the next match, but I think there's no point waiting, because Royal Challengers versus Kings 11, there's nothing going to convince me not picking Royal Challengers against Kings 11. It will be the biggest upset if Royal Challengers right now lose to Kings 11. That would be something. I think the really big match is coming up, the Mumbai Indians versus Kolkata Knight Riders. That becomes a must win for Kolkata to actually really keep their season alive. But if Kolkata wins that match, that will really make sure that it will become difficult if SRH loses. But if both of them win, this is going to go down to the wire. In fact, it can actually things can happen, like even in the top bracket, because at the end there's just one match difference between KKR, even after today's big loss.
And
I think
I think since this is the midpoint, we can look back at our predictions, and I think we did a prediction about the table, and I think we did a decent job, because the top 4 we predicted, out of that 3 are in that place, Mumbai, Delhi and Bangalore. We predicted that Mumbai, Delhi and Bangalore would be in the top 3. In various orders.
And I'll completely say again, because of you, I did not pick KKR. I had KKR on my list, and I put SRH, but I think I still agree that SRH, but I think I'm not sure how much is it in both of them, because both have been stupid at times. But it's fair enough. I think KKR deserves to be in top 4. So it looks pretty neat. In fact, the last 3 look favored exactly mine, because I had Rajasthan Royals, CSK and Kings 11. And the top one, I think it favors you a bit more because you had Mumbai higher up, and Delhi at Delhi you had 3, and I think
RCB was
RCB had
second,
2.
yeah.
So I think it's more mixed in that way. But the last 3, I think. But when the IPL started, I did not think that Kings 11 and RR is going to be that rock bottom. We still thought CSK is going to. In fact, CSK also won the first match. So we were like, what is happening? Are we going to be like the stupidest people? And then suddenly, like, don't worry about it. We have seen your podcast. Now we'll make sure we lose enough matches just to make sure. And RR won 2 matches on the trot. And we were like, maybe this is a different ball game.
Yeah.
But then RR is like, don't worry about it. We're going to keep losing, keep on
And
losing.
that proves that IPL is fixed.
IPL is definitely fixed because Tewatia is the only person who is refusing to fix anything. No, I will kill it. He looks so clumsy on the pitch, but when he hits it, he just hits. But there is something about that guy. I have to tell you, there's something about that guy. I really like it. There's something about that guy I like it because not any he doesn't have any specific talent. But there's something about him, he's just there, he's like, he doesn't get nervous.
Yeah,
he doesn't get nervous.
that's true.
Because that day he played, the way he played, anybody would have gotten nervous. Today, Banton was so fucking nervous.
He was so nervous. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Banton, first of all. I've not seen much of him, but I saw him in the England series earlier. And I wasn't a big fan. I was like, he hasn't even done very well in the domestic season. So he just gets picked and now they pick him. I don't know, like whatever. But I think you had the Sunil Narayan situation. So I guess, I don't know if that is the exact reason or not.
Yeah, could be anything.
Yeah, I'm hearing from, could be anything, but those things happen. So yeah, on that note, so we have picked Sunrisers to win tomorrow and Delhi Capitals to beat Rajasthan Royals and Royal Challengers to beat Kings 11. But we'll be back before the Kings 11 match anyway. So, but in case you don't watch that podcast, I don't know what else you're doing. But so those are our few picks. And till now, it's pretty much being spot on as can get because I don't think anybody would have predicted better table than we have predicted. I'm sure people would have had Mumbai on the top, but I really don't see how people would have had CSK at the bottom.
And RCB in top 3.
RCB in top 3. So that's like all the things like been just very difficult. And the way it's just panned out. So let's see how it pans out for the next half of the IPL. It's really heating up and next week is going to be pretty crucial. And I think whatever happens in the next week, the final week, is this just 2 weeks to go or there's more?
I think there are 3. There should be
It will probably spill into slightly in the next over or something. So yeah, whatever happens next week will pretty much really heat it up if it just the results are even more closer and everybody keeps winning and losing. So last final week or so, it's going to be like really intriguing. So it will become like playoffs. So we can have a situation where if a lot of people don't outright lose everything, whoever in the rock bottom. Because apart from Kings 11, I think everybody is still with a chance. If CSK puts together 2 wins together, I think CSK can also come back. So it's not completely out. And even if Kings 11 won the next 2 matches, they can say because once they win, somebody will lose, right? So everybody can be on as well. But that's wishful thinking as well. And Nikesh would be very happy if CSK... Nikesh has stopped commenting on our podcast after CSK lost. So Nikesh, what has happened to you? Are you all right? People are dying of COVID. You're dying of CSK. CS COVID. You're dying of CS COVID. So if you're alive, please comment. Please tell us that you're alive. And do you have anything else to say, or we're just going to wrap this up very quickly?
Just last thing that Ashwin nearly mankaded Finch, and then he went on Twitter and tagged Ricky Ponting and said, "This is the last warning, and next time I will not give any warning." So that was pretty good. And
I think Ricky Ponting should tag him saying, like, "You're lucky Amit Mishra is injured, otherwise they would have dropped you." Then you can mankade everybody in the training session.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I think Ashwin is a tough personality and he's got like, sharp head. I really don't think he really wants to fuck with Ricky Ponting because that guy's a legend and you should need to show respect. I don't think he was being disrespectful.
No, he was not
particularly. But I think Ashwin, last time somebody, by the way, you mentioned that thing. So somebody dropped a catch on Ashwin's bowling, and then Ashwin is like, he always throws his hands up, like, whoa, whoa. And then Ashwin dropped his own catch. I said, why not showing your hands to yourself also? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I want to be like, he needs to be less of a fucking hypocrite because then he needs to show his hands to himself and shout and probably slap himself as well. Like, why did you drop the catch? Because every single time his bad, shitty attitude, I mean, sometimes just like let it go. go, man. Like, Jesus Christ, every single. That's one of the reasons why he was dropped from Punjab Kings 11. A guy who is
Was the captain.
supremely talented.
And the captain as well.
Supremely talented. And not only from the captains, he was dropped. Literally from the team. How on earth do you drop Ashwin? And now all the people who always complain, including Ashwin, that why he's not picked in the one-day international. I think this is why you don't get picked. Because you just have so much attitude. So that's one of the problem. So you have immense talent. There's nothing I can complain about or talk about his talent. He's just crazily talented. But the dude just like, I mean, just take a chill pill, man. Like, I think it must be very difficult to play under his captaincy, and it must be very easy to play under Rahul's captaincy. He's like, don't worry, I'll make the runs. If we lose, we lose anyway. So it's just like, it's just bad. So, alright, on that note, let's see what happens in the next few days. It's a big Monday and it's a big week for everybody, particularly for CSK, because Kings 11, nobody will care if they don't qualify. But CSK this week will pretty much be make or break. So if they lose both the matches, it's going to be big. But if they at least win one of them, next match is against Kolkata Knight Riders for them. No, it's not. They have a lot of matches. No. Am I right or wrong? Completely wrong. No, they have Mumbai. Oh my God, they have difficult matches coming up. No, it's later. I'm mixed. Sorry, I went down to the chart. So tomorrow is when is it? Delhi Capital. So it's going to be difficult matches. Yeah. So Chennai, it's not easy matches. So they're waiting for the Kings 11 match, but it'll come after.
Tomorrow is Hyderabad. So that's also a crucial match because Hyderabad needs to win to pay.
Yeah, I'm just talking about Chennai.
I'm just saying, yeah.
They wish they had Kings 11 like 16 times.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Alright, on that note, take care. It's Bikram and Gav. And enjoy. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.